If you're looking for a holistic approach to healing your mind and spirit, millions of people turn to meditation. Experts say meditation can reduce and slow down certain neurodegenerative diseases, lower blood pressure, and can be more effective than painkillers. Well, here to tell us more is Andrew Shykofsky, meditation teacher and founder of Meditate, a Center for Healing Arts. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
So what is meditation all about? Why is it proven to be so healing for your mind and your body and your spirit?
Well, it's actually a pretty simple answer, and that is we have an internal world, the world of your thoughts, your feelings, your hopes, your dreams, your fears. But the current state of, the world is very much focused on the external, how you're presenting. So people spend a tremendous amount of energy and effort to appear like they're doing really well. But internally there, I've not been directed to attend to how the mind creates anxiety, how the mind is nervous, how the mind gets angry, how the heart is hurt. All those kind of things have a dramatic effect, at least from my perspective, on the physical functioning of your body, not to mention how you're doing mood-wise, if you're sleeping okay, if you're worried about paying your mortgage and all this. So meditation, which is often conceived as I've got to sit in this peaceful state and not think, that is not really an accurate description. An accurate description is that I'm going to enter into an internal state of relaxation, and in that time, I'm going to monitor and adjust how my mind works. I'm going to process difficult emotional situations. And that would be the equivalent of like going to the gym and working out your body. You don't spend all day doing it, but you know that you have, increased your metabolism, you have burned fat, you have sweated through certain toxins. So meditation is the same thing you could say on the metaphysical. You attend to your physical health, and then if you want to attend to your metaphysical health, you have to spend time addressing the things that are causing turbulence.
And I want to ask you in just a few moments here, how you start to calm your mind and to allow some clear thought to enter. But before we do that, I wanted to ask you your background and how you found meditation and created a career around it.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of an oddball even in high school. So I'm 55 now. When I was 16, I started to feel this desire to meditate, which is ridiculous because it did not help me socially at all, actually. So back then, so we're talking about a solid 40 years ago, I had to go to the library to look up books, and I can't really explain why I felt this compelling desire to pursue meditation. It just seemed like this is something I have to do. And people who are really driven spiritually will relate to that. It's like, I don't know why. I mean, some people, if they're athletic or artistic, they can say, this is what I was born to do. I think you have choice in it. But when it came to spiritual pursuits and meditation, there was just something burning in me that I have to understand what this is all about. And, as a typical teenager and into my 20s, I kind of dabbled in and out of it because it wasn't all that socially unifying. It's kind of a private and, a task of solitude that you pursue. Now, as life started to unfold, it became more and more pressing for me to make it a regular part of my life. And probably for the last 20 to 25 years, I have been meditating every day and refining my technique. And having seen the degree to which it has changed my life, I mean, I have made it an intense passion to maintain the systems that I believe, God has given me.
Now, you're an ordained, sorry to interrupt, but you're an ordained minister. But a lot of people confuse religion with meditation. So maybe you can explain what it is that you're an ordained minister of, but then how you can still practice meditation without necessarily converting to, say, Buddhism or one of those religions that are so closely tied to meditation as we know and practice it today.
To me, meditation is an essential spiritual practice because it's acknowledging the need to attend to your spirit. Now, if people don't believe there is a spirit or they don't believe there's a soul, then that's fine. They can choose to pursue that. I was ordained in a category of Christianity that is probably considered fringe, and traditional Christian folks often are nervous about it. It's known as Christian mysticism. And mysticism is really the exploration into the unseen. So the reason that creates certain trepidation for traditional Christians is there's the belief that you're dabbling in things that are counter to God. In my experience, it's the exact opposite, that there's a discovery of the spiritual world through meditation, because the internal world of spirit has to be accessed through internal exploration. You know, it's not about sitting in a room and having a seance. It's about going into a deep internal state and experiencing what it means to be a spirit. So that's always been incredibly intriguing to me. And as an ordained priest, my desire is to help people seek out that transformation. Now, in my meditation center, I do not necessarily focus on that because it's not universally accepted. Most people coming to the center in Charleston are looking for a method to relax, to deal with anxiety, to improve concentration. And some of them are saying, I would like to know what it means to be a soul, to explore what we call soul consciousness.
Well, I think this is a perfect place to take a break. We do need to go to a commercial, but when we come back, Andrew, I want to talk a little bit more about what you do at the Healing Center for Arts. I want to also learn a little bit more about how to meditate, as I've struggled with that my whole life. So hopefully my problem can get fixed here and we can help others in the process. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We've been chatting with Andrew Shykofsky. He's a meditation teacher and founder of Meditate, a Center for Healing Arts. And we've been talking about the importance of meditation in our life, especially during this time when people feel particularly anxious. A lot of people have lost their jobs or have been furloughed. Just the world in general has been in a very tense place because of subsequent events. So Andrew, maybe you can tell us a little bit about how one can start to meditate. I try to do it. I get discouraged because I just can't quiet my mind. I feel like anxiety begets anxiety. So what do you do to really slow down and become that mindful person that lies deep within inside all of us?
Right. What you're saying is very typical of a lot of people in terms of, I can't still my mind, therefore I'm failing at meditation, or I'm not able to do this. Meditation, one can explain it relatively quickly, but the practice is challenging for that very reason. I think finding a process or a practice that resonates with you, so that could be transcendental meditation, mindfulness meditation, Buddhist meditation, Shavasana. What I teach is more of a contemplative type of meditation, exploration into consciousness. So finding a particular process that you like and then just surrendering to some sort of routine. I do not recommend that people meditate once or twice with a free YouTube video and then make a decision if it's working or not, because it just doesn't work. I mean, accountability is important. If somebody was going to go on some sort of a weight loss regimen, having a personal trainer that says, okay, we're going to meet 3 times a week, this is how I want you to eat, and you know that you're going to be sharing your results with the teacher once a week or twice a week, that gives you the fuel to not criticize every time that you want, every time that you look at how you're doing. Now, as far as the process itself, meditation involves 2 phases, and that is the first phase is a transition from the waking state into a more relaxed state. And that's where guidance is the most beneficial. Somebody guides you into deep breathing, relaxing the physical body using a technique called a body scan. That's where you notice the musculature of your body and you relax it. And then following that, there's nuances that will help you move from, in the scientific community, they'd say from the beta state to the alpha state, but not getting so relaxed that you enter into the theta state, which is that hypnotherapy state. Once you have transitioned from the waking state into the relaxed meditative state, it's up to you what you're going to do with your consciousness. Do you want to count your breaths? Do you want to just focus on deep breathing? Do you want to contemplate or visualize something in the future? But the key is that you impose some guidance to your mind. You do not let your mind just fill in the space. That's the hardest part, because the mind is used to filling in the space. So people think they're failing if their mind wanders. But if you continually adjust and bring your mind back from wandering, over time, you're teaching the mind to be respecting the authority of something else, respecting the authority of your being, which says, no, I don't want to think about that. I want to think about this. But in our culture, if we think we should get that in 2 weeks or in 2 sessions, we're going to be heavily disappointed.
And you put it in such a way that I've never heard it put that way before, and I think it's fascinating, and you've inspired me to give it another try. Can you tell us real quick, we just have a few seconds left, your introductory classes for beginners, when is that going to start?
Well, I have a free class every Saturday morning, which extrapolates upon the stuff I was just sharing with you, followed by a 20-minute guided meditation so you have an experience of it. Then I teach these level 1 courses. They're 8 weeks. So exactly what I was saying is you're coming once a week with myself as teacher, monitoring your progress, giving you encouragement, making certain corrections. Those courses have been very effective in primarily getting somebody to a consistent meditation practice. I can't guarantee what transformation will happen because it depends on where you're at in your journey, but significant. We see people getting very hopeful because they stayed with it longer than they normally would have by coming 8 sessions and practicing at home. So I'm beginning a new Tuesday evening class at 6:45 p.m. until 8 p.m. on Tuesdays, beginning on Tuesday, July 7th. And if they wanted to come and get a teaser to that, they can come this Saturday. I probably won't have a free class on July 4th because, you know, there's other things.
The holiday.
Well,
we're going to share all that information, Andrew, on our social media platforms. I want to thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Yeah, my pleasure. It was great. I could talk about meditation all day.
We have to have you back. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Andrew. Be well, be safe. We'll be right back.